So Americans are hoarding cash. Should you be hoarding cash? It shows on this chart here from Bloomberg that Americans are holding $5 trillion in cash, 5 times the amount of just 2 years ago. Unbelievable. Why are people holding cash? Should you be holding cash, or hoarding cash, I should say? We're gonna go over that in 3 easy steps, and I got a great quote for you at the end. Let's jump in. All right, so quick disclaimer, I am not an investment advisor anymore, and I'm not your investment advisor, so get your own professional advice. Let's jump into it. So Americans are holding 5 times as much available cash as 2 years ago. Well, why is that happening? This is money in bank accounts. Well, what happened during COVID, right? We had this big panic. There was a low savings rate at the time, and the government just gave everybody a whole bunch of money. It's sitting in bank accounts. Now people are seeing risk, and so they're holding their cash, right? The challenge with holding cash today is that inflation is high, right? Inflation officially is 8 or 9%, unofficially more like 15 or 18%, which I think shadowstats.com is a little closer to the actual inflation number. But the value of this cash is losing its value every single month, right? And why is that happening? It's because of the erosive power of inflation, right? So the confused mind will say to wait. If I'm confused about something, I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna actually go and make a change. And so my thought is, if you were to hold cash, let's say you've got $100,000 in the bank or $1 million in the bank, and you hold it for the next 2 years, just waiting, you could be losing somewhere between 35 and 40% of your purchasing power just based on inflation being actually 15 to 18%. So the question really is, should you hold cash? And the short answer is no, don't hold cash, right? I'm about 95% deployed right now, meaning 95% of my net worth is in deals now. I have a little bit of cash, some dry powder, but I'd rather be in assets that pay me to hold them. I've done some other videos about why I think right now is a great time to get into multifamily, but really saving is losing, right? Especially in this time, if you save money, you're really causing yourself a problem just by losing money. So you think about the national debt right now, or excuse me, the national savings rate of Americans being 5 trillion. Well, the holding costs at a 15% inflation rate is around $750 billion a year. So that's also, if you had $100,000 in your bank, you may think your bank has low fees. Well, would you pay $15,000 for them to hold your money of $100,000 in the bank? Ouch, right? That's when you look at it that way, it's really painful. So I would say right now, saving is not a virtue. Saving is losing. Just as Robert Kiyosaki or Ray Dalio say, cash is trash and saving is losing. It's very, very apparent right now. So if you are sitting on cash, I would say try to find some way to deploy it. So the third thing is really, what should I do with my cash, right? What should I do with my cash? Well, the goal is to find assets that pay you to hold them, right? So you want to find an asset that's actually going to put money in your pocket, hopefully that has some sort of inflation hedge component to it. And if you can use debt to do it, such as with real estate, what that allows you to do is to buy an apartment building. Let's say the apartment building is $10 million. You put $3 million down. Well, in that case, the $3 million is a down payment. And then, if it goes up by $3 million, you've basically doubled your investment, right? You haven't had a 30% increase, even though the value's only increased by 30%, you've had a 100% gain, right? So that's absolutely possible by using debt. So we do a lot in multifamily. You can see behind me, I've got one of the deals we've done back here, and we help investors to have truly passive investments, not like owning a rental house, but to get into investments that pay people to hold them. So it really is an awesome way to grow in becoming a passive investor. So we talk about real assets, we talk about precious metals. I've got some metals right here kind of behind me. Obviously not real metals, but I've got some metals, so precious metals, gold and silver, real estate. We have our ATM machine fund. I mentioned in the real estate we do multifamily deals. There's businesses you can buy, there's goods and services, things you can buy that are real assets that actually will pay you to hold them. Those are awesome, awesome things. So a summary, people are hoarding cash, they're storing it up, they're trying to save money, but I think right now is an incredible time to buy multifamily. It's an incredible time to buy assets because even though we're seeing interest rates that are higher than we have seen, interest rates can be adjusted later and the Fed will raise. Eventually they're going to have to lower. I've done some other videos about that as well. I want to share this with you. This is John Maynard Keynes. I don't agree with much on Keynes, but I do agree on this quote. He says, by a continuing process of inflation, government can confiscate secretly and unobserved an important part of the wealth of their citizens, right? So, inflation is a killer. It's a tax. It's something people are, they get money taken from them through this, and it's something I want to see you be able to avoid. So this is something, we talk a lot about our multifamily deals. This is our Jacksonville market report. You can check that out up here, just about the growth. We've seen rents just grow in the market by 20%. We're seeing a lot of great deals that we're getting right now, and a lot of ways to just take advantage of a great deal in a great market. So check that out. And if you have not joined our investment club, you can check that in the link below. And then we've got this great ebook called How to Use Inflation to Your Advantage. So again, if you're being hurt by inflation or you're hoarding cash, then you need to read this ebook, right? It's awesome. It's a free download at our website, bronsonequity.com. You can check out the link below. But I'd love to know in the comments, what is your plan? Are you hoarding cash or are you deploying it? What are some things that you're doing with your cash to try to take advantage of this situation we're in right now rather than being hurt by inflation? So thanks for educating yourself through this video. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.